McNally Stadium at Springford Area Senior High School. PCTV Sports presents Pac-10 football. This afternoon, the Springford Rams host the Crusaders from Lansdale Catholic. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dick Gog along with Jim Algio. You know, the good news for Springford is that LC's loss last week puts them even in the loss column. The bad news is Springford gets to play them the week after that upset loss.
Ooh, good point. You know, everyone knows that old saying, Hades has no fury like a woman scorned. And while I can't comment on that, a close second has to be a good football team that suffers a humiliating loss. And very good point. LC, you know, is going to come loaded for bear against a very, very good Springford team who, in my opinion, is the most improved team in the league at this point.
We know both of these teams have potent offenses. They can move the ball and score the ball on the ground or in the air. But defense makes it that much more important today. In fact, defense was the Crusaders' Achilles heel last week.
Absolutely. I don't care what level of football you're at. Blocking and tackling are the two most important skills that the team that does those two better wins the game. And Lansdale Catholic, in particular, tackling last week was an issue. And they were playing against a very determined Pottstown team. Hats off to them. But we'll see how they address that over the week.
All right, it's a great afternoon for high school football. Neither team can afford this loss. We'll be right back with the play-by-play.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beans Fest. Fred Beans, Pontiac, Buick, GMC, Nissan, and Saturn of Limerick are closing out the summer with a bang during Beans Fest. Drive home an 07 Pontiac G6 for only $149 a month, an 07 Nissan Versa for just $189 a month, or a 2008 Saturn Vue for only $249 a month. Visit Fred Beans, Pontiac, Buick, GMC, Nissan, and Saturn of Limerick today during Beans Fest. Nobody beats Beans.
Get to know Beans.
On the web at FredBeans.com.
Fred Beans.
We're at the corner of Lewis and Linfield Roads in beautiful Limerick.
Go! You're looking for a realtor, a real professional, somebody that can get the job done? You want to call Terry Musser of Keller Williams Realty. 20 years experience, love what I'm doing, treat you fairly, and I'll work with you on commissions. So if you're looking for somebody to sell your most valuable possession, call me, Terry Musser. You'll be glad you did. Call me.
Covered that it's fall-like conditions, 61 degrees, and there's a bit of a wind and very clear skies. Great day for high school football, and you can see our officials for today's game. Fortunately, they're available as well, as this game has been postponed from a Friday night to a Saturday afternoon game.
So we have the standings here. The big thing is there will be one less opponent in the Pac-10 today in the top three. Someone here this afternoon is going to slip a little bit in the rankings.
4 teams there with 1 loss, as we mentioned in our pregame. Perk Valley has that extra game in. They played last night. So Perk Valley and Pottsgrove won last night. They actually put a little bit more pressure on these 2 teams, knowing that the other teams in the race have won already.
Yeah, I stopped up that game for a little bit. Saw our colleagues, Bernie and Al, did a great job. They did a great job last week at that Pottstown LC game.
Well, Springford won the toss, and they elected to receive, so they're going to want their offense on the field first. And I don't blame Guy Rodeball. His offense has been moving the ball very well, and their quarterback, Trevor Sasek, has thrown only 1 interception all year.
A phenomenal job. He's the type of kid a coach changes their offense for. He is that good. I'm very impressed with the Trevor Sasek Jr.
The kick is to the sideline and goes out of bounds just before the 20-yard line. And while we have a quick break, let's take our Zuber Realty keys to the game.
All right, for Lansdale Catholic, hey, you have to realize this is a maturity thing. You're never there. They struggled in 2 games with O&J and Boardtown. Came back big time against Boardtown. I think they relaxed, did not prepare well for Pottstown, and that got caught. For Springford, they're going to face a buzzsaw, weather the storm, run the ball, maybe take a page from Pottstown, and go know how to use that clock.
Sasek, the quarterback, on first down. And he throws on first down, and it's incomplete. The pass was intended for Andre Watkins.
All right, up top there, that is what they call the classic smash route. The outside receiver will run about a 5-yard hitch. Inside receiver will run that flag route, and you're just reading the cornerback. If he drops off to take the deep route, you throw short. He stays short, you throw long.
The line of scrimmage is the Spring-Ford 35-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Ridenauer is the lone setback. That's Hughes in motion, and the handoff inside to Ridenauer, who gets stood up at the line of scrimmage. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Good defense by the Crusaders.
I'll tell you, absolutely. I look like Ethan Barrett and Rocky Mariano, one of the better names in the league this year.
Yes.
In their stuff in that.
That's a
guard
football
trap.
name. No gain on the play, so Spring-Ford looking at a 3rd down and 10. Of course, they have some plays in their playbook that can get them a 1st down looking at 3rd and 10.
Yes, they do. They've got the big guy, Trevor Sasek, 6'6", and their combination of Watkins and Matt Santiago are in the top 3 in the area for receiver combinations.
He's got 3 receivers in the game now, and he throws across the middle. It is incomplete. That was intended for Watkins. Some of the hometown crowd looking for a pass interference call, but I won't get that. That was good defense.
That's good defense. That's one you have to pull in there. Just a tad behind him on that slant route. You do want that out in front, and let it get into his body. Got to use your hands, soften that impact.
Santiago, the punter, and Mickey Cars is deep to receive, had his own 30-yard line. And that kick is blocked. And a lot of Crusaders there to pick up the fumble, and it is going to be run into the end zone for a touchdown. Picking up the ball is Bonacci. Alec Bonacci, I don't know if he blocked it, but he picked up the ball and ran it in. And that's not a good turn of events for the Spring-Ford Rams.
No, it is not. Alec Bonacci, here we go. No, it doesn't look like he blocked it, but there he is scooping it up with John Howe, being the escort. Not the start that Spring-Ford wanted. But remember, it's a 48-minute game.
LC with a unorthodox lineup for the point after touchdown.
Muddle huddle.
And that is Lewandowski to attempt the point after. And that kick is up, and it crawls over the upright, and it is good. Spring-Ford, or LC, scores the first touchdown without an offensive play. We'll be right back.
How's she running?
Tough as nails.
Any issues?
She's handling great. Spence is dialed in. Runs power.
What's going on?
Fallen tree, man. Got those rocks down. No problem. Watch that mud. Piece of cake. All-wheel drive's eating it up.
Well?
Man, you got to ride it to believe it.
Here we go. We're back. Decent punt. They get pressure in that C gap. That's too close. That's too short of a trip for the defender to come in there and block it. Ooh, wow.
The second kick does not quite roll out of. Yes, finally it does. Almost thought it was going to stay in bounds, but Tyler lets it roll out of bounds.
Wow, that's risking it. I didn't see a penalty flag.
Yeah, the flag is right next
there,
to the ball.
Okay, good.
So going to bring that one up to the 35-yard line as well. That was risky business there by Tyler.
And if that extra point had been a punt, that would have had exceptional hang time.
That was a pretty good kickoff, but Spring-Ford's going to come out with some pretty good field position, identical to last drive. This is their second possession, already in the 7-0 hole. 3 plays last possession did not culminate in any yardage. But there's a good run on first down off to the left side, and that's a gain of about 4 yards. And Tyler on the carry.
I like that call by Gary Rodenbaugh. That's called trading the tight end, where he lines up on one side and shifts to the other. And a lot of defenses are strong or quick, determined with their personnel, and that causes a fire drill with LC every time that tight end shifts.
David Tyler, number 8, is a sophomore running back. And he's going to get the ball again, this time on the right side. And he dodges across the 40 out to the 42-yard line, so it's going to bring up a more manageable 3rd down and about 3 for the Rams.
Now, this is what they want. That was a nice counteraction with big Steve Siassi, number 75, leading the way there. Wasn't a big gainer, but like you said, a very manageable 3rd down.
The line of scrimmage is the 30 or the 43-yard line of Spring-Ford. And they sure could use a 1st down here with 9:54 left to play in the 1st period. They're trailing by 7 points, and we have a penalty flag before the snap.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, 5 yards, that distance is enough for a 1st down.
Well,
all right.
That takes all the strategy out of that 3rd down call, doesn't it?
That's a great call.
Yeah, we ought to call that more often. There's Gary Rodenbaugh in his 5th year down here at Spring-Ford.
Goodman was a great player down here, middle linebacker, wing back, and a great career at Ursinus.
And he has a team on a roll right now. Sasek rolls out, throws, complete pass to Ridenauer. He has a 1st down, dances up the sideline, and gets down inside the 30-yard line of LC. And he's pushed out of bounds there by Mike Selby.
All right, we have it's called waggle action. Fullback's going to come through out in the flat. Good job, gets pressure, but Trevor Sesek, great ball. Unfortunately, you got a push in the back there. It's going to take some of that yardage away. That's a great call, especially on 1st down.
Now that we're going to march that penalty off back to the 49-yard line. It's going to be 1st down.
Mentioned some of the Spring-Ford linemen while we have the chance. Quick tackle, 69, Aaron Cummins. Quick guard, 58, Mike Machendero. And I'll get the other ones a little bit later.
Line of scrimmage is the 49. Boy, much confusion on the LC defense. They get set in time. And Sasek drops again, pulls it back in, and he is inundated with tacklers and back inside the 40-yard line. Like a coverage sack to me.
Absolutely, good call. Sean Kelly left his feet, which you normally don't want to do, but he's a 6'3" guy himself. That's he gets up in the air. Even Trevor Sesek's going to have trouble seeing over him. And that's exactly what happened. It was actually a good decision to pull that ball down. It's a big loss, but you still have the ball. Like you mentioned, he has only thrown 1 interception, and that's going to keep them in every game.
But it's 2nd down and long, 2nd at about 17. Ridenauer and Tyler in the backfield, and Sasek drops straight to throw again. Oh, across the middle. Santiago has it. 1st down inside the 35-yard line. That's a nice pass. Very catchable pass.
He is exceptional at throwing those slant routes. And now this one is, you see Matt Santiago, number 8 of the tight end. He's going to run a post. With Trevor being that tall, he can just see over those linebackers. Great arm. He's quite improved from last year.
Spring-Ford is in Lansdale Catholic territory at their 32-yard line. A 1st down and 10. Out of the eye, Tyler gets the call. He has no hole to run through, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. That's about a 2-yard loss on the play.
All right, they ran that counter action or tear action, some teams call it. LC was not buying it on that play, but hey, keep that ball on the ground, I think, and let's see what we got here for 2nd down, 2nd and long.
2nd at about 12. The clock is running here in the 1st quarter with 7:30 left to play. This is Spring-Ford's 2nd possession. And Tyler, 2nd man through, gets the call. And there's Selby again on a very solid tackle. Drops him for no gain.
Richard, one of the points you brought up was about tackling, defense. Look at this tackle. That's head up. All right, back to the helmet on the shoulder pads.
Textbook type stuff, huh?
Absolutely. I would imagine they had a rather stressful week of practice this week.
Still third down, but it's third down and 11. Again, the back's in the eye. Sasek looks to throw again. Voids a tackler, throws long for Santiago, but overthrows him and incomplete.
Oh, there is the flag. Okay. Wow, that'll be a big one.
There is a penalty flag back at the 38-yard line. That's going to be a face mask penalty against Lansdale Catholic. They've had some untimely penalties. They've had two, both of them untimely.
Good point. Here we go. Watching the play. Okay. Now you did see his head, his whole helmet jerk down.
Well, they're going to mark that off from the spot of the foul. I don't think that will give them a first down, but it certainly gives them a much easier third down.
And now you can get back into what are his strengths, which I think are his three-step drop. 1, 2, 3. Get that ball out there quick, and you avoid a lot of pressure. LC is quick on D.
Third down at about 7. Ridenauer, the lone setback. There's the quick drop and a throw out in the flat intended for Santiago. That pass is high and incomplete.
I'll tell you what, LC knew exactly. It's still fourth down, but they were up there in press coverage. They knew those routes were going to be quick, and they were not getting them any breathing room.
Then I think Spring-Ford is in 4-down territory. Since the line of scrimmage is the 28-yard line, it does not make sense to punt the ball, and they don't have a field goal kicker that can kick it that distance. So they're looking at a 4th down and 6. Sasek is going to be dropped for a loss back at the 35-yard line. Again, receivers covered, and Sasek dropped for a loss. We're going to take a brief timeout. 7-0, Lansdale Catholic.
Whether you're an investor, small business owner, or entrepreneur, you need a solid foundation to build on. Let my years of experience in the commercial real estate industry help you if you're a small business owner looking to expand or a multifamily investor. You can count on me to get the job done for you.
Lansdale Catholic has the ball for the first time. Their offense has the ball. Pinska was going to throw on first down up the sideline, and it's complete for a first down to Mickey Cars.
All right. You see LC, they back their guys off a little bit. You're thinking here is a first down before a touchdown defensively, but they bring both middle linebackers in, and Selby does a nice job busting through that block and getting the job done.
Well, Spring-Ford.
Here we go. They fake that jet sweep out of shotgun, and the inside receiver will be running a wheel route. This is Shane Pinska. Man, has he gotten stronger this year. He's up to 188 pounds. That's a great shot.
LC wastes no time getting into Spring-Ford territory. This is Howell on a reverse, and Howell manages about 5-6 yards to get inside the 35-yard line.
Yep, they just ran that motion before on the last play and then threw off of it, and then this time they handed off to one of their four-headed monsters, John Howell, with the other being Mickey Cars, Jimmy Kelly, and Shane Pinska. Hey, I know that guy.
In his 40th year. That's impressive.
40th year, and him and my mom have their 48th wedding anniversary coming up this Wednesday.
Well, congratulations to them. So what did you get him for a present?
Mark's going to give me a copy of the tape.
Okay. Spared no expense, have you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, look at that run.
Wow.
Wow, it took about 6-7 Spring-Ford players to bring him down. That's Ethan Barrett, and that's going to result in the first down. That's an impressive run.
Yeah, only a junior. I guess about 6 foot, 220 pounds. Boy, is he a strong guy. Wow. Ethan Barrett, also starting on defense for LC, I believe, too.
Well, the line of scrimmage is now the Springford 12-yard line. It's first down and 10. LC has already scored on a punt block, and they're only 12 yards away from pay dirt now, with 4:30 left to play in the first quarter. Pince is going to hand off inside to Howell, and Howell is stopped just inside the 10-yard line.
Start off there, shotgun with 2 backs, and motioned Nick Manai out, and they run that. We've seen that play, very similar. Has become really all the rave, I think, at the high school level and the college level. And some teams will actually read whether to give that or not, and some teams will call whether to give that to that running back going through.
Howell gains 2 yards on that first down carry. It's now second down and 8. 2 setbacks. One goes in motion. Pinska out of the shotgun, throws into the end zone, and it is incomplete. That's good defense by Watkins to break up that pass. It is incomplete.
I'll tell you what, that is a big play, Andre Watkins. Ball is pretty well placed. Mickey Carr's basically being a basketball player on that, shielding the ball with his body, but Andre came around and knocked that down. Good job, Andre Watkins.
Well, important third down here now for the Springford defense. Third down and 8 from the Springford 10-yard line. That's Howell going in motion. And Pinska rolls left. He's going to throw into the end zone again. This time it is very high and incomplete. And that's going to bring up fourth down for the Crusaders.
Yep, overthrown, which is hard to do. Mickey's listed at 6'3", plays even taller, it seems like at times. Again, that's a coverage that forces you're taught as a quarterback to throw your receiver open, and minimal could not afford to lob it in there with Springford closing.
And it looks like they're going to try for the extra, or the, I thought that was the field goal kicker in there, and it is. But they're really taking their time getting set up for this.
And we saw that extra point.
That's Lewandowski in to attempt the 25-yard field goal, 27 yards, and it is good.
Wow.
That's a nice kick. LC's on top 10-0 thanks to a 27-yard field goal by Lewandowski.
Celebrating their 20th season of providing quality lawn and landscape care, Clean Cut Lawn and Landscaping provides services for the entire Tri-County area. Over 60 years of experience, ICPI certified, EP Henry authorized contractor, and fully insured, Clean Cut fits every customer's needs and budget. Whether it's walkways and patios, landscape and design, commercial or residential, Clean Cut is your total lawn care service. Superior service for all seasons.
Springford faithful on hand here at Coach McNally Stadium this afternoon. Really a great day for football and a great day for watching football.
Richard, it was a shame last night had to be postponed with that unfortunate incident with the gun at the nearby 7-Eleven. What do you think of that?
Well, it certainly hurts the gate here today. Not as many people in the stands, but there was only one choice to make in that, and it's a sign of the times. But just one choice to make there, and to cancel that game.
Yeah, you know, as a taxpayer here in Springford, I'm very impressed with Marcia Herta, the superintendent. She's not just competent, but her ethics and values are in the right place as well.
Yeah, absolutely no sense of bringing thousands of people down here to this, what was really essentially a crime scene, and there's just no sense in bringing people in here for a football game.
Yeah.
Well, Springford offense showed some life in their last possession. They did not score, but they did move the ball very well. Right now, they got a first down and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Backs in the eye. Second man through is Tyler, and again, he is hit in the backfield. There's a lot of penetration up front, and that time was Alec Bonacci. who penetrated and made the tackle for a loss.
He's having a heck of a game. Alec Bonacci, that's a big sack, and I don't know where he came from because it looked like they had that play sealed down and open field to go, and he shoots through a gap there. Nice play, Bonacci.
He also happens to have a touchdown here today when he picked up that blocked punt and ran it in. Second down at about 10.5. And there's motion in the backfield. Flags all over the place, and this run by Tyler is going to be brought back. So the offense just a bit out of sync here this afternoon.
It is a bit out of sync, and that's a dangerous play. The kids see the refs flying, or excuse me, the flags flying before they hear the whistles, and play goes, and that's where kids take a pop they don't need to.
That will cost them 5 yards and will move them back to the 25-yard line.
Illegal motion, offense, 5 yards, previous spot, repeat second down.
Second down and 15.
Big guy center Justin Franiak leads them up to the line of scrimmage.
Backs to the eye on second down. Lohman in motion. He's going to get the handoff on a reverse. Evades one tackler, then is dropped before he gets to the 30-yard line. He does not get back to the original line of scrimmage.
No, actually nice handling, ball handling by Trevor Sessick there, but LC did not buy it. I believe that was Jimmy Kelly coming up. He smelled the thing out all the way, although he did miss that tackle. That was a nice move there.
Well, now Springford does have a tough third down situation, third down and 13, and they're fairly deep in their own territory at their own 27-yard line.
They do have the kids that can make big plays. Obviously, you want to minimize the hole you get into here early.
Sasic looking to pass on third down, and he throws deep for Lohman, but it's incomplete. I don't think Lohman and Sasic are on the same page there on that pass pattern. That ball is incomplete. Springford is going to have to punt it.
Yep, a little bit high, a little bit off kilter there, but they are getting pretty good pressure on Trevor Sessick, and they're getting the receivers not a lot of room for error.
Well, this is Guthridge, Rich Guthridge, the big punter, in for the second time. This one is also partially blocked, and that's a loose ball that it's picked up by. Well, we'll see who has that. I'm not even going to guess who has that. We'll find out when we come back.
All right.
Buying a vehicle doesn't have to be hard, and thanks to the Fred Beans Auto Park, it's easier than ever. With Nissan, Buick, Pontiac, GMC, Saturn, and over 300 pre-owned vehicles all in one place, you'll find what you need at the bottom line lowest price. And forget about fighting traffic. The Auto Park is outside of the congestion, right off the Limerick-Linville exit of Route 422. Why make your life harder? Head to Fred Beans Auto Park in Limerick. On the web at fredbeans.com.
We're at the corner of Lewis and Linfield Roads in beautiful Limerick.
Okay, it is blocked. They're saying it's Springford ball, though it does not look like it's a. All right, there's the block. Springford would have, LC would have to have possession. Maybe there, but it's not a first down.
They still have it as fourth down on the sideline. The scoreboard has 1st and 10. And Pop doesn't agree with this. He's making his case with the officials.
At the risk of appearing biased. Yep.
We'll see if the official has some explanation.
Okay.
Only that it is first down, Springford.
Well, you know what? You're going to get unfortunate calls during a game. And,
unfortunate? 1:45 left to play in the first quarter. Springford has the football, but they're trailing by 10. Trying to get their offense going, and David Tyler picks up some good yardage on first down. He's pushed back inside the 40, but they may mark that up around the 42 or the 43.
He's a talented young guy. He's only a sophomore, maybe 160, but look at that strength in that guy, David Tyler.
And when he wants to, he can hit up there in a hurry.
Yes, like I said, they have a bunch of kids that can absolutely score on any play.
In fact, he picks up 5 yards on that first down carry. And again, they give it to Tyler. This time he's trying to bounce outside, and there's good pursuit there by the LC defense, led by Kelly. Jim Kelly, who goes both ways, along with Howe. And we've already mentioned Selby a couple of times. Those guys have been in a lot of tackles already today, and that tackle result in a 2-yard loss for Spring Ford.
Very difficult to get outside. LC is shifting back from a 4-3 cover 2 up to a 5-2 cover 2. But what that means is your corners are 2 yards off the ball and they're out wide. Very, very difficult to get around there.
Tough 3rd down and 8 call for the Rams. Sasek throws out in the flat. It is complete to Ridenauer, but well short of the first down. And Spring Ford will have to punt it again.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jimmy Kelly, he's coming up there like a collegiate safety out of that secondary spot.
Well, special teams always a very important part of any game, particularly a close game. And so far, the punting special teams unit for Spring Ford has been an adventure.
I can't figure that out. I don't know how that kid's going to play.
Well, we're going to move into the second quarter to see this punt by Spring Ford, but right now it's 10-0 Lansdale Catholic.
In a perfect world, you don't judge a person by their looks. But this isn't a perfect world. That's why you need to call Dr. Ronald Rouser right now. Dr. Rouser offers the latest techniques in cosmetic dentistry. Implant crowns, which can be used to replace missing teeth or hold partials or complete dentures firmly in place. Restorative dentistry includes getting rid of dark lines that show up along your gums in older porcelain with metal crowns. And restorative dental techniques can replace old unsightly black fillings with natural-looking restorations that can actually strengthen your teeth. And even though the world will never be perfect, your smile can be. Call 610-935-7509 or visit our website at smiledoc.com.
4th down and 7. Rich Guthridge is the Spring Ford punter. Punting away from his own 30-yard line, and that's Mickey Cars deep to receive. He's back at his own 25, at his 25-yard line. This will be the first play of the second quarter. This punt is high, and it's going to land right in front of Cars and roll down to the 25-yard line. That's where LC will have it, first down and 10.
Yeah, Mickey did the right thing. It looked like he lost it in the sun there. Just get away from it and make sure you have possession.
We welcome Iron Horse Realty as a proud sponsor of high school football here on PCTV. You may have noticed new signs around town. Iron Horse Realty is a full-service real estate company with a professional hometown approach at an affordable house. Consider them for all your real estate needs. It's a great time to buy. Call Iron Horse at 610-327-1880.
Start the second quarter. 10-0 LC lead.
This is really the Crusaders' second possession. They've scored twice. Only once has their offense scored, and that was a 27-yard field goal by Lewandowski on their last possession.
Yeah, good defense on that play by the interior Spring Ford line defense, particularly number 74, Dante Voto.
Well, their offense is struggling a bit, so maybe their defense has to come up with a play or two and get them some good field position.
Would be much appreciated, for sure.
Second down at about 9. Lansdale Catholic, like Perkins Valley, almost never operates with that could be a fumble. I think it is ruled as a fumble. Santiago coming up to tackle Howell back at the 25-yard line. That's a loss on the play.
Big loss. We saw this last week at Phoenixville Perk Valley, and oh man, I'll tell you what, who's that? Matt Santiago, great defense there.
As I was saying before that play, is that Lansdale Catholic and Perkiomen Valley always, almost exclusively, use the shotgun.
Yeah, LC has a little bit, maybe 50-50. That looked like that last formation, shotgun doubles. That's textbook Perk Valley this year. There it is again.
Pinska looking to throw, has plenty of time, throws across the middle for Howell, and it's complete up near midfield. That's going to be a first down. Good coverage on the play, but Nick Ridenauer didn't see it coming, and I think he may have been called for a face mask.
Yeah, this puts an incredible amount. Like I said, we have 4 receivers, okay, one of them being John Howell. That's 3 outstanding athletes there. They kept Nick Minai. There's that face mask. They keep Nick Minai in for extra protection this time. That puts an awful lot of pressure to come up with 4 athletes to cover LC's 4 athletes.
Incidental face mask, defense, 5 yards added to the end of the run, first down.
All right, that's going to be 5 yards. It's an incidental face mask, not intentional. But that's a huge play for Lansdale Catholic. They were looking at 3rd down and very long, and they come up with a big first down that moves the ball into Springford territory to the Springford 45-yard line. Now Pinska moves up under center on 1st down and 10. They're going to run the option to the left side. Pinska is hit in the backfield and thrown for a short loss back to the 46-yard line. Good defense that time by the Rams.
Yeah, that's a big play at Pottsville. We coached that for a long time. Shane should have pitched that ball quite honestly. But again, the fullback went to the right where the play went to the left. I'm not sure they didn't have he may have done a better job choosing to hold on to that football. Had he pitched it, it could have been real trouble for LC.
Mike Holland came up with that tackle for the Rams. 2nd down and 10 for the Crusaders. Again, the backs in the eye on 2nd down. That could have been a delay. And Pinska keeps the ball, and he rambles for yardage on the left side out across or inside the 25-yard line. But that's the 30-yard line. First down, Lansdale Catholic.
All right, the QB counter here. QB counter tray, it's called, because both backside guard and tackle. Look at Will Bray, 305 pounds, number 78 there, senior. Moves pretty well for a big guy. QB counter tray.
The Crusaders continue to move the football there at the Springford 27-yard line. This is Howell, jumps over a blocker and shows his speed to scramble into the end zone. And the Crusaders have scored in their 2nd consecutive possession.
Right up the gut here.
Now we'll take a look at that touchdown.
Blocked in, pulled, nice block there. Makes the guy miss there, and it's off to the races, and John Howell can race.
Lewandowski in for his 2nd point after of the afternoon. Well, his kicks aren't pretty, but they're good. And it is now 17-10 in favor of the visiting Crusaders. You're watching Pac-10 football on PCTV.
Longacre? Yep, the Longacre Company is the answer for residential, commercial, and industrial services, including heat and air.
Longacre?
Yep, electrical work since 1922.
Longacre?
Absolutely. They provide complete kitchen and bath sales and installation, including appliances.
Longacre?
Oh yeah, full residential, commercial, and industrial plumbing services, including fire protection. The Longacre Company, the start of something beautiful.
Mickey Cars is the kicker. And it is taken by number 22, trying to run right. And he's tackled after short loss. That's James Trojan on the return.
All right. John Howe. We got a lead with a guard coming from the backside. And that's just hard-nosed, tough football right there. Other than that play, Springford's defense, I think, has done a pretty good job. I would say, I think you'd be in agreement here, Guy Rodenbaugh and his staff have got to pull a touchdown out of this drive.
They've got to get something positive soon. 8:27 left to play in the half. They trail by 17. Sasek throws down the sideline, and it is complete. Gemma Lohman pulls it in, and quickly Springford is into Lansdale Catholic territory down inside the 40-yard line. That's a real pretty pass.
Trevor Sesek, what touch on this pass. 1, 2, 3, goes to the short side of the field, and that's two fine athletes getting after each other right there. And nice catch, Andre Watkins.
First and 10 for the Rams. From the 38-yard line of Lansdale Catholic. This time it's Tyler trying to run left. He may have get a yard or two before he's tackled by Shane Pinska. Many of those guys do double duty on both teams.
Yeah,
Pinska being one of them.
There are a lot going both ways, that's true, which is a little bit more surprising with Springford being such a big school, but you got to get your best guys on the field.
Gain of only a yard on the play. Clock is running with 7:50 to play in the half. Again, they're going to give it to David Tyler. He bounces outside, turns the corner, puts his head down, and gets a few extra yards after first contact before Selby pushes them out of bounds just short of the 25.
I'm a little surprised that this play's been so long in coming. This is what has become their bread and butter play. It's called an outside zone or stretch play. And, you know, that David Tyler is made for that play. Take it inside or outside, whatever you read.
That's the second first down of this possession for Springford. And it's their deepest penetration down to the 25-yard line. Tyler this time straight ahead and pushes his way down to the 20-yard line. Coming up to make the tackle is Ethan Barrett.
It's a nice job blocking by the line, and Nick Ridenauer leading the way there. I've been impressed this game with LC's linebackers, and Nick found one in that play.
That's a gain of 6 yards on first down. Springford looking at a second down and 4 from the LC 20-yard line. That was Lohman in motion, and again they're going to go with Tyler. This time he doesn't get as much yardage, but he gets some positive yardage and may bring up like a third down and about 2.
Okay, I thought he had room to run. Again, another nice block by the fullback, and it caused a nice lane up top, and chose to cut it back inside.
Well, Tyler's going to come out of the ball game. He looks just a little bit tired. And they're going to go with 3 setbacks on third down and about 2. And Sasek's going to throws out in the flat, and it is incomplete. Just into the lineup, number 33 off his hands. That's Matt Patterson. He had enough for the first down. Does he pull that in? In fact, he may have been thinking about running before he quite had the football.
I love the call. Great call. You know, I was just thinking here back in the day when Ted Nightpaver was coaching and Marty Moore, it'd be 3rd and inches, 4th and inches, and they'd pull a play out like that, and just there'd be nobody around.
Again, 3 setbacks. This time it's 4th down and 2. Looks like LC expecting the run. And they're going to give it to Ridenauer, who looks like he has plenty for the first down. And there's a penalty flag after the play.
It's in that
could be a personal foul, given the timing of the flag.
Yeah, timing and the areas. Face mask minimum, it looks like. Nice job over there by number 66, Brian Doherty, Steven Siassi. Oh.
Boy, and that's a personal foul against the Rams.
That's a shame.
Dead ball, personal foul on the offense. 15 yards from the end of the run, still remains first down.
So they're going to get the first down, but they're going to move it back 15 yards after that penalty, a dead ball foul.
All right, 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Punch one in here. Make it a two-possession game with some time left in the first half.
That moved the ball back to the 29-yard line. First down and 10 from there. Sasek with a straight drop, throws out in the flat, and it's complete to Santiago. Santiago quickly has enough yardage for the first down and gets it down inside the 15-yard line.
Matt Santiago, great adjustment on this ball. From our vantage point, I couldn't quite see him. Okay, he's over top of Sean Kelly there.
That's where it helps to be 6'3". The Sasek is he even 6'3"?
6'6".
6'6".
Yeah.
You can see over that. See those receivers.
He's so tall. As a coach, you have to say, I'm gonna use it.
Another first down for Spring-Ford. Sasek this time rolls out, drops it off, intended for Ridenhour, but there's a great defensive play by Alec Bonacci. Boy, he's had a great first half.
Alec Bonacci. He'll want a tape of this game. He is having, like you said, a great first half. LC coverage on that. Really almost know where to go with the football. It was a good choice by Trevor. Try and get a short, a safe. That was his safest choice out of all his receivers.
The line of scrimmage is the 15. Second down and 10 for the Rams. They trail by 17. David Tyler gets the call straight ahead. Maybe he gains a yard or two. Not much yardage or room to run there in the interior line.
LC is quick on defense. Who's that? 43. Their strong tackle, Ethan Barrett, sheds that block, and what looks like they have a play ends up being a no-gainer.
Well, important third down here for the Rams. Well, certainly at this point at the 15-yard line, they may be in four-down territory.
That's what I'm thinking.
Third and long. Handoff straight ahead to Ridenhour, who does get down to the 10-yard line, but that's going to be short of the first.
All right, nice creative call. They come out, and it was essentially a tight end doubles look with four receivers. Then they send the one in that arc motion and go with the guard trap to Nick Ridenhour.
Clock is running with 4:36 left to play in the half. Both teams have all of their timeouts left. And eventually, I guess we do get a timeout called by Spring-Ford. 4:19 left to play in the first half. We have a timeout.
Celebrating their 20th season of providing quality lawn and landscape care, Clean Cut Lawn and Landscaping provides services for the entire Tri-County area. Over 60 years of experience, ICPI certified, EP Henry authorized contractor, and fully insured, Clean Cut fits every customer's needs and budget. Whether it's walkways and patios, landscape and design, commercial or residential, Clean Cut is your total lawn care service. Superior service for all seasons.
Right.
Don't forget the Monday Morning Quarterback live Mondays on Channel 22 at 6:30 p.m. And you can call in about high school football or pro football. Monday Morning Quarterback, Channel 22. Fourth down and 5 for the Rams. Backs are split. Sasek drops to pass, throws, and is complete to Ridenhour. And I think he is going to be short of the first down. He's tackled before he gets down to the 5-yard line. That's going to be very, very close.
I'm thinking he's got it. There's a guy over there saying he doesn't. All right, they motion into what's called a bunch package, and they slip Nick Ridenour out of the backfield there. I'll tell you what, good pass, Trevor, good route and catch, and a good defensive play, too.
Because they stopped him short of the first down.
Okay. Yeah.
But Lansdale Catholic, pinned deep in their own territory, takes over on downs at their own 6-yard line. I have Trevor Sasek 5 of 10 passing here in the first half.
He looks sharp. He gets better every game. He looks very, very sharp.
Well, again, the offense, thanks in large part to that personal foul, their drive stalls, so it's up to the Spring-Ford defense to see what they can do. But John Howe breaks out of there on first down, eventually tackled by David Tyler at the 20-yard line. That's a first down for LC and more breathing room.
Here's that off-tackle play. Wow, big push there on that line, and you cannot give John Howe. He is a slasher.
He gets through there in a hurry, doesn't he?
He sure does. And, you know, with that kind of speed, you make one guy miss, everyone else is behind. No, thank you. Thank you.
First down and 10 for the Crusaders. And we have an officials timeout. That will stop the clock with 3:42 left to play in the half. And I think they're going to send 55 out, maybe with an equipment issue. And Pinska's going to tell number 60 to play. That's James Maloney comes into the game. First and 10 for the Crusaders. This is Pinska, and Santiago is going to wrap him up for no loss, or for a loss, back to the 20-yard line. Loss of about a yard.
Yeah, I had the pleasure to work one day this past summer at Gary's football camp. Gary Rodenbaugh and Steve Shine, and my partner or helper was Matt Santiago, working with the defensive line. Very nice young man.
The line of scrimmage is the 20-yard line. Backs in the eye on second down. They run the option, pitching it to Howell, and he slips and falls, and Nick Ridenour pins him down for another loss.
Good defensive series so far by Spring-Ford. While we have a minute, I'd like to mention their assistant coaches. I just mentioned Steve Scheim, longtime friend Jim Mick Jr., Chad Strickler, a Mannheim Central guy, Jay Greco, a lot of people probably remember him, great running back receiver, Phoenixville, and Steve Ansbach.
Third down and 11 for the Crusaders. Pinska sends Howell in motion, rolls out that way, is going to be forced out of the pocket. And he throws the ball to the sideline, and it is incomplete. Well caught by Cars, but out of bounds. And Pinska appears to be shaken up. He was hit just as he threw the football.
Yes, he was. Good pressure. I'm not sure if that was Guthridge or Santiago, but someone was chasing him down.
The official calls timeout, and the trainer comes out to take a look at Pinska. Maybe we can get a look at that replay. A Spring-Ford player was bearing down on him just as he was throwing the football.
That sprint out left, that's Matt Santiago. Never given up on the play, even though it was lined up the other way. Not sure if someone came in there at the end. From that angle, it looked...
Well, that injury timeout stops the clock with 1:55 left to play in the first half, and we'll take a brief timeout. 17-0 in favor of LC.
Where do you turn when your family doctor is not available in your time of need? Where do you turn when you don't want to spend a lengthy time in the emergency room? Open 7 days a week, Premier Immediate Medical Care provides high-quality, prompt medical care for all urgent illnesses and injuries. No appointments are needed, and our highly trained doctors and nurses will provide treatment promptly and efficiently. Premier Immediate Medical Care, because your time matters.
Don't forget PCTV Channel 27 will be moving to Channel 28 starting on Wednesday, November 7th. So if you're used to tuning in to 27, make sure you set your pre-dial to 28 to get the PCTV programming. 4th down, and LC will punt it away for the first time today, and that is Kelly punting it away. Taken by Watkins at the 45-yard line, and he gets it down to the 40-yard line. So Spring-Ford will start out this possession in LC territory. We'll be right back.
ZX6R. Race ready, street legal, barely.
Well, Spring-Ford comes out firing on first down. As you see the replay, that's a great pass and catch by Watkins to give Spring-Ford another first down inside the 30-yard line. They don't have a lot of time. Sasek runs his screenplay. It's complete, and he's got some blockers. Tyler waits for his blockers and scores. Great call and well executed.
Very good call. Led there by some big boys, Doherty and Siasi. I'm not sure who, there was one lone LC guy out there. Good call. All right. Faked the screen, it's a waggle screen action, and it is student body left. Nice block, Doc. And Steven Siasi.
And Guthridge will come in to try to make it a 10-point ball game. Hold is good. It's a knuckleball. Can't argue with the results.
We're getting some strange kicks that are going through today.
17-7. So Spring-Ford wastes no time in answering and scoring the touchdown. And while we have a moment, let's talk about the upcoming action on PCTV. LC again with Pottsgrove. Pottsgrove is one of the teams that won last night, has one loss. And we could also see Spring-Ford at Pottstown on Channel 27. Both games next Friday on PCTV.
And last night's game, Upper Perk, Spring-Ford will be on 2 times today. Mickey McDaniel, the AD down here, at about an 8-foot-long hoagie to our right.
I think that's a 6-footer.
Yeah.
We got the leftovers from the hockey game, I understand, according to Mickey.
I'll take it.
Beggars can't be choosy.
Hey, he does. He is a class act. They do a senior awards banquet down there in Valley Forge. That's second to none.
Guthridge will kick it off. Squib kick, taken by one of the up men, and he is going to be tackled before he gets to the 40-yard line. LC has a minute 7. It's an important minute 7 for the Spring-Ford defense. Their offense has moved the football. Finally, they punched it into the end zone. So it'd be good to go into the locker room on a positive note.
Absolutely. This is a very big minute and 7. And you know LC, it can be 3rd and forever. And you seen them convert that too many times.
They have those kind of players. They have multiple players that can score in this situation.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
And they're going to start out this drive from their own 37-yard line. Pinska from the shotgun is looking to pass on first down, and he throws out in the flat. It's incomplete, intended for Mickey Cars. That will stop the clock. Takes only 4 seconds off the clock.
We have a minute here. Mention the LC assistants. Paul Laprie, longtime assistant at Methacton, doing the offensive defense line. Great guy. Mike DeMarlier Jr. and Sr. And keeping it within the family, John Algio.
It is a family affair over there on that other sideline, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
2nd down and 10 for the Crusaders. Again, Pinska out of the shotgun. Looks left, throws right, and it's incomplete as you hear the whistle. Good heads-up play actually by Kelly to get onto that ball. That was very close to being a lateral and not a pass.
Absolutely, and I thought it was not a lateral, but you know what? There was no whistle blown, so very, very well-coached, alert play. Don't take any chances.
That takes a few more seconds off the clock, so there's 59 seconds left to play. Lansdale Catholic looking at a 3rd down and 10 after 2 incomplete passes. Pinska I have is 2 of 5 in the passing department. This time he'll keep it himself, and he is wrapped up before he gets to the 45-yard line. That is Santiago coming up to help out with the tackle. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
He is taking a beating out there. The last pass play where he had to be helped off the field. And this which brings up a big 4th down. I punted here.
I would assume I guess they're just trying to run time off the clock now. They may take a delay of game penalty in order to take seconds off the clock.
And there it is.
Actually, I guess they're going to take a timeout. They actually called timeout with 17.8 seconds. They didn't want to take that 5-yard penalty. The first annual Flavors of Fall Festival comes your way Saturday, October 20th at the Sunnybrook Ballroom.